Hello, everybody. Here for another episode, another session of Coming Into Being. Whether you are joining live or coming in later and watching the replay, it's all good. So, today we're really going to do a chill session. Not gonna. Yeah, last week we had a pretty heavy duty session, deep clearing for people, and we went in really into some interesting places. So this week we're just gonna take an easy ride today. So just start by getting comfortable wherever you are, and let yourself just relax. Feel yourself kind of just sinking down in your environment. Taking some time, kind of like when you get home from work and it's a long day and you just put everything down and you plop yourself down on the sofa. And you just like give a sigh. And so I invite people, hey Marlou, instead of just watching, to actually go through that process. Take a little bit deeper breath and just let it out. Let it out with a sound. Take a few more deep breaths, and if you feel like yawning, that's fine. That's kind of the energy kind of cycling around and things kind of opening up and shifting, relaxing. And let yourself become aware of whatever is around you, what furniture, walls, whatever's on the wall. If you're outside, they happen to be outside when watching this, that's great. Being aware of whatever's surrounding you. And if there's people, being aware of people, anything. And as you notice, as you look at things, like I'm doing right now as I'm talking, let yourself just kind of pull back into your body. You can look at something a little longer and just feel yourself pulling back into yourself. As you stay observing, looking at that object, that person, whatever. Letting your breathing relax a little bit more deeply. And just keep doing that for a little bit. Go to one object, and I invite you to do this instead of looking at the screen and looking at me. Look at an object and let yourself, as you look at the object, let yourself just pull back into yourself. Because what happens is we look at something. Hey, Kayla, good to see you. When we look at something, we go and not just looking at something, we can be thinking of somebody across the world. And what happens is that our energy we send our energy out there. So we diffuse ourselves. We kind of separate out from this piece of ourself here, our physical body, which is our physical location in time and space, which is where we should really be anchored in and be present in. And you might even notice when you're talking to people, maybe when you get angry at somebody, you might go throw this energy up and over your head. Or it might throw it out from your solar plexus out. Or when you're emotionally grabbing onto somebody, come from the heart, heart space. It can come from the heart space and go and just like go into the person, you know. So this is actually a really good practice. So just feel yourself, feel your body. Notice when you're looking at an object, just notice what that feels like. And then make the effort to just kind of feel yourself even moving back, pulling back. You know, you can just imagine that pulling back. So it's like becoming aware of your, maybe the tip of your nose as you're looking at that object. And notice how your body shifts. You know, it could be shifting more one way, more down, more back. Just notice that. That's a very good self-awareness to have. Because when you notice it now, and when you're out there and it comes up, you'll probably be more likely to notice it. It's like, oh, I've felt that before. So just move around to another object, do the same thing. Look at the object, and then you let yourself stay looking at the object and come back to, you know, tip of your nose, your chin, your lips, behind the bridge of your nose. And you might feel yourself shifting back. So I'm kind of actually emphasizing that with myself as I'm talking to you. So you might be noticing me kind of going, same thing. Okay, now take a nice deep breath in. Hold it at the top. And then exhale out slowly through the mouth. And come into your breathing. Let yourself become aware of your breathing. You can open your eyes or keep your eyes open or close your eyes as you wish. It's going to be a different experience, whatever you do. And ultimately, you want to be able to do both. Let yourself really feel your body as you breathe. You know, how far down does the movement of your body go as it moves with the breath? You know, we're usually aware of our chest, of course. It's the most obvious one, but see how much more of your body you can be aware of with that, in that movement with the breath. And what's your head doing? What's your neck doing? What are your arms doing? As you breathe in and out, your legs, whatever. And let yourself sink into that rhythm of the breath. And as you slow yourself down, you might notice, you know, you just feel yourself get quieter. You know, and your awareness can be kind of centered right here. It's internally, dropping down to the chest area. You can kind of imagine a center point in the middle of your chest, upper chest. So about here. And then just moving back towards your spine and wherever that feels like being, that's the spot. Maybe you'll notice a bright light in there, or it just feels a little warmer as you hit that spot, or it just kind of feels like it opens up. You know, you can close your eyes as you do this, letting yourself relax more deeply. And as you do that, let's see if you can just sink your awareness in more deeply and kind of feel with your awareness for that heartbeat. It might be really soft. You just have to kind of feel in, sense in with your awareness a little bit more deeply. Letting your shoulders drop. And just letting yourself be present with your breath. And as you have your concentrated awareness is kind of in that center of your chest, see if you can also be aware of your whole body at the same time as you're aware of, being kind of connected to the center of your chest there. And you can also just kind of be aware of, again, from the center of your chest, being mostly here with the breath and the heartbeat. Also being aware of your toes. And you might feel like your toes are maybe a little tingly, a little bit warmer. Adding your feet, the rest of your feet to that. And then your ankles, toes, feet, and ankles. As you kind of stay more focused, more centered in your upper chest. Then your lower legs, all the way up to your knees. And then adding your knees and your thighs, your upper legs. And as you bring your awareness to these different areas, maybe you'll feel tension in an area. And just kind of be aware of that. You can kind of visualize yourself when you breathe out, breathing that energy into that area. Kind of like blowing gently on your fingers or something like that. Or like, the dandelion when it's just all the the little seeds. And you hold the dandelion out and you go. So imagine kind of visualizing wherever you have any tight areas. That's the dandelion. And then with your breath, just blowing it away, smoothing it out. Now coming into your lower abdomen, the pelvic floor, the pelvic seat, the pelvic bones, that whole pelvic bowl, hips, the butt, the front, the back. You can go internal if you want. And going internal by focusing, just kind of bringing your awareness into that area. And any tension again, if you just imagine with your breath just kind of blowing that soothing energy into there. Energy or frequencies, whatever you want to call it. And don't forget your lower back also. Kind of that lower back, that where it starts, it's like above the sacrum, it's more of the lumbar area where it just curves forward or towards the front of the body. Don't forget that area. Blowing that soothing feeling, that relaxing feeling into it. Then moving up the spine and further up the torso. So sort of like that whole section from the hips to the top of the ribs before they come in to the sternum, right below the sternum. So that whole area. Go internal on this one. Yeah, people hold a lot on their guts. So let's go internal for a minute with this one. This area. Feel into your gut, your intestinal tract. Let's focus on the intestinal tract. See if it feels tight, if there's tension there, if there's any kind of like, just constriction. And just allow, you can even feel into it, connect with your gut and say, okay, let's relax. Let's just relax a little bit. Just a little bit, just for now. You might feel some emotions coming through on this one. Or some imagery that's connected with someone or some event, something. That's not your gut. That's just something that's in there. So coming to the surface because you're bringing your awareness into that area. And again, just with your breath on the exhale, just blow on it. Blow on that to just bring in that relaxation, bring in that ease, bring in that release, and kind of blowing away whatever doesn't need to be there anymore. And if you feel an area of your gut that's just going, You know, it could be the top, it could be one side or the other, it could be more internal. Just kind of go to that area and just kind of gently bring in that awareness in a soothing way. Yeah, very nice. A lot of stress gets carried in the gut, you know. It's good to just sometimes take that attention for ourselves. And this is our body that carries us through, that does a lot for us. That is the physical expression of your spirit, you know, and maybe your spirit isn't quite awake yet, so it's not working quite properly or whatever. Or there's a lot of things that could be going on with that, but just bringing our awareness there is a great thing to do. Move into that waist area on the back side. You know, feel the bones, feel where your spine, your kidneys are back there, and top of the kidneys are the adrenals. You know, they get triggered a lot because people have programmings around survival, fear. So that kind of just zings the adrenals and the kidneys, you know. Fear will trigger those kidneys to make you pee. And it's just fear. The adrenals will just, it's like that activation, that, you know, and when they get overactivated, when they're always on that a lot, and it's like they can't turn off, you know, so that really starts to make us bring in that edge and inability to really fully relax, even in sleep. So that programming is kind of always there in the background. I was kind of like, so breathe into those kidneys. It's like little beings. It's literally about waist level. So if you were to put your hands on your waist, I don't know if I can stand up a little bit more, just like this, and right just to either side of the spine. Breathe into that. Breathe into there. You can kind of imagine they look like little beans sideways, if you want. Those are kind of the kidneys, and then the adrenals are little, kind of like little triangular shaped glands on top of that. But kind of towards the back, right on either side of your spine. Just kind of breathe into them. Just kind of blowing that soothing energy into that soothing attention, soothing frequencies. And just say, it's like, okay, just for right now, we're going to relax. It's just for now. I'll put everything aside for just this moment and relax. And then just kind of blow on them. Yeah, diet has a big impact on that. So there's especially if your adrenals are not shutting down properly, there's a lot of things that will aggravate them even more. You can look that up online. So, you know, but things like I don't know, not greens are real good. Greens are real good, yeah. So if your diet is too acidic, that's probably gonna or if your diet is making your body too acidic. So basically, if you're not getting enough greens, vegetables, in balance with everything else that you're eating, that's going to irritate the adrenals. That's going to just tweak them and make it harder for them to shut down. And, and the kidneys and the adrenals get really involved together here on these issues of fear and survival. So breathing into those, let's just give them the hot flashes. So if you're getting some hot flashes, kind of that can be linked to the adrenals just going off. And, it's sort of like flooring the accelerator. The other foot is fully on the brakes, and you slam on full on with the accelerator. So it's like that with your body, but your body's not using up that fuel to fight or flight, and so that will cause body heat that you don't need to have. There's other causes anyway, but that's one thing to consider if you're stressed, you have a stress situation in your life. Doing things like stretching your body, easy stretching, especially before going to sleep, that's really good to just kind of pull that tension out, like gentle yoga, for example. That moving on up back into the chest. Back to our breath. Back to our rhythm section. For those who have worked with on that with me. And let's move into the arms, because we've kind of been in that chest area a little bit. So let's move into the arms. If you can just kind of focus on your full. Hey, Erica, good to see you. We're having a real chill session today. So just allow, feeling your arms, bringing your awareness to the arms, and again, just kind of breathing in, and then just on your out breath, just feel like that energy is just flowing down the arms and just clearing everything out, just kind of like a river flowing through your arms and clearing out any stress or tension. Hey, Diana, that's coming in, or that's been there, and releasing it all out the palms and all out the fingers. You can wiggle that out, or shake your hands to move it on out. You should have a nice flow coming out of the chest into the arms. And you can do this motion too, just kind of reaching in front of your chest and just go, and just seeing that going all the way down, flowing down your arms. And let's do that from the back side. So having your awareness on the back, like between your shoulder blades. And just with your hands, you can imagine that you're just going back there, and you're clearing that out and getting it to move all the way down your arms and out, flowing out. Yeah. Get that whole chest flowing, open and flowing. Your energy system should be flowing through. When there's blockages in an area, like when the energy is not flowing through properly, for a lot of different reasons, which we won't get into now, but if it gets blocked for long enough, it's going to come through as physical illness. End of story. That's just the way the system works. So when you get to the point of having a physical illness, that's most often because your system, your energetic system has been so blocked in that area for so long that the physical tissue cannot function properly and starts to just kind of go in all sorts of directions. Now, for some people, and well, not just for some people, but and these are kind of the miracle stories that we hear. It's because that person is hitting the right time, the right place, the right combination of things that opens up. They go see somebody, and this has happened to me. And just at that non-physical level, whether you're working with frequencies or energy, depending. For me, its frequencies are higher vibrational, than they're not as dense as energy, but they're in the same kind of frame of reference, non-physical level. Somebody comes in and shifts that energetic piece, that frequency piece, and boom, everything just opens up, and that's it. Disease is gone, literally, and that has happened to me, of people I've worked on here and there. Not a whole lot of people, but that has happened to me, and you just hits it at the right time, the right combination of events, of sequencing has happened, and you come to that moment, boom. And there's a lot of ways you can go about that. Louise Hayes has an interesting story too. That's how she got into all her positive affirmations, because that, I believe I can't remember exactly, but I want to say she had cancer. I may be completely wrong with this, but then she just started changing her mindset. You change your mindset, you change what you say in your mind. And it might take a little bit of work, but it shifts your vibrational state. And she healed herself. I could be totally off with that, but what's in my mind is that she had maybe even stage 4 or something. Is it cancer or heart disease? I don't know. I can't remember exactly. You can look it up. Louise Hayes. And change that around, So let's come into the throat. That's also an area that doesn't get a lot of attention here. Let's just breathe into that. Bring your awareness that, put your hands on there just to feel that shape. Feel how big your neck is, front, back. Take your hands away and kind of let your awareness stay there. There's a lot of tissue on the inside too. Some bone. There's some glands. There's the thyroid is in there, and some parathyroid, and the vocal cords. Vocal cords are fascinating things. These little flaps that just vibrate, and as I'm talking, and just think of all the sounds that this little thing is actually producing just by vibrating. That's pretty wild. I've got big, pretty large arteries that are in the neck too. Breathing into that, blowing out any anything that is stagnant, that doesn't need to be in there, that's irritating our throats, that's limiting our expression, voicing ourselves, speaking up. And another interesting place also to bring your awareness is right under here, under your chin, the bottom part of your chin. You know, we can put our awareness on our chin, but just under here. So feel into that area, touch it. Kind of make yourself connect with it in your awareness more easily. If you kind of give yourself that tactile sensory information, and then just put your hands aside, just feel into that. Now you're just going to move a little bit more quickly here, so then you can feel into the jawbone, as where that bottom side of that chin, front of the chin, the jawbone. Feel into those teeth, bottom jaw, the teeth, the gums. And teeth have a lot in there too. Just really bring your awareness into that. You have teeth and gum issues, that'll be real helpful for you to do. It works for me. Tooth starts to ache a little bit. It's like really feel into that. And since we're in the mouth, let's add in the tongue there. The tongue that does so much for giving definition to that vibration that's coming from the throat. The position of the tongue changes so much in terms of that sound that's being made, so you can just in English, D and T, a slight shift in the tongue there, it changes everything. So feel that tongue and those taste buds. First taste that comes in is sugar, sweet. Not sugar, but the sweet taste. So that sweet has a lot of emotional association connected to it that can make it really hard to break the habit of eating sweets, like nurturing, like being taken care of, etc. So something to explore if you're having issues with sweet. Cutting out sweets from your diet. You take a little bit more effort. So feeling, see if you can feel the top of your tongue, and the top of your tongue as opposed to the bottom of your tongue. Very different textures. And if you get real curious about that, you can take some sugar, take some salt, even take something sour, and place it on different areas of your tongue and see if you can actually taste it. If I'm remembering this correctly, not all your taste buds, all areas of your tongue will taste all the flavors. Feel the back of your throat, going tongue back to the back of the throat. You know, that's an interesting area. You've got the air passage, you've got the food passage, right smack in together there. All just one. Right in the back of the throat. It's basically right there. It's just one section. It's not separate. Separates out. That's why it's like when you swallow funny, I'll go down one side instead of the other, right? One tube instead of the other. So it makes us cough. Yeah, let's relax the back of the throat. Just let's see, there's two directions we can go from here. Where do we want to go first? And let's come back to the front, the sinuses. You got the sinuses, you got the upper teeth, you got the roof of the mouth, the palate, the nose, the sinuses, the whole breathing mechanism there. They're all pretty closely linked together. You know, all below, like from your lips, upper lip to your eyes, so that whole section. Kind of interesting to put your awareness in certain areas like that and really, even if it's for a few moments, to just feel that area. Kind of become aware of it. You know, and from there moving into the eye socket, the eyes. A lot of muscles on the external part of the eye, you know, that shift the eye in all sorts of directions. Focusing forward, directional movement of the eyeballs. Coming into the temples. And then the eyebrows and the forehead. All the way to the hairline. And let's do the top of the head. Feel the top of the head. You can have a lot of stuff coming into you from above your head. You know, and usually when our mind's a lot, we're thinking a lot, we're going to be more in the forehead. It's good to kind of have the awareness of above your head. And you can just top of the head. Side of the head, the ears. You can go internal if you want. The brain, big part of that. There's other components in there, like the brainstem, like the ear canal, and the little cochlear thing in there for the hearing. And then we'll end at the back of the head, the whole back. Usually we kind of, a lot of times we'll go like just to the more the occiput area right before the neck. Just being aware of the whole back of your head, you know, like the part that lands on the pillow. And the occiput area, which is that part of the skull that kind of right before it's just the neck. It gets a lot of tension in there. But just allow yourself to breathe into that for a little bit. Yeah, good. Good. Overall, kind of just relaxing and chilling out today. So coming back to the awareness of your breath, just in your chest area. Just breathing. Open your eyes back up. Look around you. You'll probably notice that you're more in your body when you look at things, just kind of that slow pace there. And just observing your environment, observing what's around you. So there's our chill session for today. We're just giving ourselves that time to be with ourselves and to just kind of just be, So, and maybe everybody's asleep on me now, which would be a good thing. That would be a good thing. Thank you guys for stopping by. So we will end here. This month we're doing a new moon. Still awake. Okay, good. Hopefully very relaxed though. We're going to do a new moon event on July 28th. So if you're interested, you can reach out at customer@unboundedandfree.com, or you just go to my website and reach through me there. Going through the body systems is really needed. Yeah, that's just a nice thing to do. It's kind of like having that deep massage with your awareness. So thanks. This was soothing. Yeah, good. Yeah, good. Last week was kind of a pretty intense clearing, so it's kind of let's balance this out. And okay, well, we'll call it a day. Excuse me. Leave everybody in a nice chill mode. So take care. When we will also be here next Wednesday, as always. I think this did not get announced, but generally we're always here on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. on. Hey, Glenna. Didn't know you were there. Good to see you. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, I was thinking about you the other day, and with your youth, how stuff that you had just mentioned last time. So I was wondering how that was going. So next Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's noon Pacific, 9 p.m. Central Europe time. So good, yeah. Good to see everybody. And until next time, see you in the ethers or see you wherever we meet in an event or somewhere or wherever, or just chatting away on something. All right, thanks for stopping by, everybody, and take care.